Developing a bookstore with Cloud, Part 2. We are going to continue developing the application. I'm asking now to create a file in docs/samplebooks.sql with the SQL inserts to insert in the database some books that I have written in and they are in my blog website. I start by asking for sample books, like not from my website. Later I go there. And it creates these sample inserts. Now I'm asking to fetch from my blog site and to create a different SQL file, books.carlesmateo.sql, with the inserts. So I don't have to add them to the bookstore manually. I specify that there are two languages. I allow Cloud to check this website. The thing is that the books are not in /books, but in /mybooks. So it's trying to fetch different addresses like the root page to see if it locates the books. It's now trying /book, now page ID equal books, tries with languages. Finally it finds my books. Now an interesting thing, it will try to fetch from Amazon because some of my books are sold in Amazon, but Amazon blocks Cloud. So it's now asking permission to go to Amazon. I allow, but unfortunately Amazon blocks the direct fetching. Anyway, it has enough information with the block, so it will assemble the inserts. Here we go. It took also the information about the number of pages that the books have. This is funny. It told that the books are listed for September 2025. So it believes that we are not yet there. So I'm telling that we are in May 2026 and asking to update book creation date. Checking. But no changes needed to the file. I'm going to copy this SQL. And now I paste it in the MySQL inside Docker Desktop. Now it's time to test on the website. So localhost Okay, and we find this error. Missing value for primary key ID on app entity user. So the problem is that the inserts are pointing to a user owner of these books, and this is causing a problem going to check in the other database. So I ask Claude, I paste the error, and I ask Claude to fix it. Meanwhile, I open a new terminal to the Docker container where I run PHP, and I'm going to check the logs for a detailed problem. Those are inside var/log. So there we go. We have this critical error from PHP. I copy it just in case. And I go back to Cloud. So it's pointing to a SQL subquery. It tells that it will fix it. It tells about the foreign key. I check this SQL file that has generated, and I will copy as well the SQL. I have individual inserts now. I press Ctrl A to select all, I copy it, and I paste now. Well, first I will try to clear the books table. I go with truncate, but it tells that cannot truncate because it has a foreign key constraint. So I will go with delete. I checked first the orders, if the constraint could have a conflict, but none of the table were order and order lines were empty. So I try with delete. Here I have a mistake on the SQL syntax. So I fix this, delete from books with nowhere, and all of them get deleted. Okay, and now I paste it and I reload in the browser. Okay, so now there is no crash, but we see that the books don't appear. They are not appearing on the home page. I check for another language just to see if this could be related. No, the Catalan language is okay. I go back to English. Books are not displayed. So I go back to Cloud and I tell that I went to the main page, and after executing the SQL for inserting the books, and they are not there. I speed up this part, as you can see, because otherwise it's too slow. So you don't have to wait. And there are the results. I paste the information that it asked for, and all is good. I have to close and reopen this file every time because it doesn't refresh automatically. As Claude made changes, I have to close the SQL file and open it from Claude again if I want to get the updated file. And I cannot select individual lines to copy, so I will copy all of the contents of the file as well. Control A, Control C, and then I paste it. And here there is an error as well. So the inserts did not go through. I copy the error message, cannot add or update a child row, a foreign key constraint, so I paste it, so Claude could fix it. I'm working with Sonnet 4.6 low, which is not the best model. Is cheap in tokens because the effort is low and it's an old model, but this also can incur in having more errors. The more recent models are better. So what it's suggesting now is changing the author ID to a numeric value. So I defined the file as the field as varchar, and I want the user IDs to be like a string. But the typical projects use autonumeric, and Claude is suggesting me to use autonumeric. I don't want autonumeric. I want the user ID to be strings or varchar. So I'm gonna tell Claude not to do the solution it wants to do, but to fix my way. So no, I want to use varchar for author ID, not int. And now it's fixing it. Also updated the SQL file. I like PHP Storm because I see the modified files in blue. I have copied now the command to initialize the database, initialize or update. So I launch the command. I asked for this command before. It tries to update the schema. And it cannot drop because there are constraints. Okay, so I executed the SQLs suggested by Claude. And now I run the command again. Okay, and has updated the schema. Fantastic. So I do select to make sure nothing has been destroyed at data level, only update of the schema, and I reload the website. Okay, now the books appear. Cool. And as I wanted, all the books in all the language appear, but I can filter. I want to display only books in Catalan, for example. There are 4 of them, nice. Now in English. Same, only the English books are being displayed. Now we're going to add a new feature, which is adding the language of the books for the author. So we go to the author section, My Books, where an author can display or list the books that they have created and put to sell. And we see that we don't have language in there. As I write in several languages, this is an useful utility for me. So I tell Claude to implement this new feature. So in the page My Books, display also the language of the book. So simple like that. And it's checking, investigating the code, doing editions. I speed up this part for you as well. So now there is a new column for the language. And here it is, English, Catalan. Okay, new feature, upload image. We will be fixing a functionality which is broken. So Claude generated broken. So now we are gonna show it and then fix it. So I select a cover image for one of my books for the Python Combat Guide. I select this image and then I update the book. So it should be uploaded. Apparently everything goes fine. That's not true. We get this error, so I copy the error and I went to Claude. It's basically because is missing a functionality. So it's so easy, like adding it with Composer. It's checking. This is something that it does wrong. My project runs inside Docker, but it tried to run the commands as if my project was running locally. So that was not. So it tried to do a Composer locally, but my computer has a different version of PHP. The right version of PHP is inside the Docker. So initially it does it wrong, and then it seems like it realizes. Here is telling that the Composer JSON is PHP 8.5 or greater. Finally, it's able to solve it. But that's a problem that sometimes it tries to do things locally and should be doing inside the Docker container. Okay, here we go. Now it is working. The image they don't work. So we are going to try again to upload the image for the book. So I'm telling that I uploaded the new cover image for the book, but the main page still is not displaying it. I speed up this as well. So the reason is the directory where the books should be kept, it's empty, and the files were never stored there, so an error happened and the books were not stored, and the error went silently. So now it's realizing that it has to do the things inside the Docker container. I have a bin mount folder, so it could detect this also locally. So in this case, was not necessary to do it inside Docker, but it's okay. It's fine if it does inside Docker, because normally things have to be done inside the Docker container. So it was a problem of permissions. Then it has fixed the permissions and also has modified the file entry point .shell, which runs every time that the container starts. So it will ensure that the permissions are fine every time the container starts. So we are going to check that it works. So again, we go to my books, and then we are going to upload the image, and hopefully this time it will be saved to the right folder with the permissions, with the right permissions. I select cover image, upload, and we can see already on the left that the small icon of the image is displayed. So that's a good signal. Then we check on the home page, and here it is. The image is displayed, the cover image, and when we enter inside, we see it